The girl that you cheated
Who?
with?
Who? Yes. Who?
The girl that led you astray?
Who led me astray off the path of Danielle? Like, I got to meet this girl. Like, what is her Facebook name? What is her Twitter? What? Give me something. Nobody's asked me for any amount of information whatsoever. They've just gone on their own accord.
Right.
And they have judged me.
That's how gossip works. I mean, you
I
don't
know.
want to know that's true. You just want to live in that world that immediate, did you hear? Oh, my God.
Oh.
And
I
then-
would just assume that at the age of 36, going on 37, you are 37.
Thanks.
That we... that we would have at least by now reached a maturity level that we don't believe every fucking thing that
I don't believe
anyone
anything
says.
anyone
I don't
says.
believe anything. And the fact that all these people believe it. And as we said, I sat down at Corey's that night and I told the waitress, I was like, hey, by the way, not true. And what did she say?
She goes, oh, I don't believe that stuff.
No.
And I didn't know what you were talking about.
That's just what's going around. I didn't believe it. All right, Jägerbomb.
Yeah.
She completely sidestepped that.
And then that's the last thing you remember.
That's it. Night
Is
over.
Her walking away to get you a
Night
Jägerbomb.
over.
So she returns with your... So she returns with your Jaeger bomb, and I look at you. You give a big old cheers. You knock it back. We have a little bit of discussion. She comes back over. She's like, "One more Jaeger bomb," and you're like, "Yep, let's do it." She brings that back.
I do slightly.
We are sitting there having a nice, pleasant discussion. You're kind of going over your troubles. What brings us
Sure,
here? You're like,
sure.
well, let me tell you why I had to get out of the house.
Sure.
And at this point, I really don't notice anything. Like, I didn't pick you up and go, oh man, this guy is really drunk.
Right.
I was
I
like,
got
hey,
in your
hey,
car
buddy,
like
what's
a-
up? Yeah.
Well,
This second Jaeger bomb, though, as soon as it touches your lips, it was like your face went from I'm a functional adult living in society. As soon as you drank it, it was like you turn into this clown, like, oh God, what did I do? Oh no! And it was like an immediate, like, oh shit.
oh, now I'm babysitting.
Well, it was like, what just happened? Oh no, is he gonna be all right?
Are we going up to Corey's after this?
No, I gotta go bowling.
Oh, okay.
So then you start getting a little. You're kind of tapping your lighter against your beer to the song, like you're giving a little. And
What
then
song?
I don't. It doesn't matter, but you tap it a little too hard, and the beer bottle kind of wobbles, and you can just see like a 4-year-old. You can just see your mind turning like, oh, that was cool. Let's see how hard I have to hit it before it falls down. And there's this guy sitting right next to you who's sharing this common table. And he has his phone.
It was the fire
sitting
pit.
on it. He's got his iPad perched up on the. He's
Oh,
reading
Jesus.
news. He's just sitting there, and I'm just waiting for this beer to go flying all over his electronics. So I'm kind of like trying to rein you in, like, dude, that's enough with the drums, all right? And you're like, no, and you won't listen.
What song was it?
It doesn't
I
matter.
remember that
You
song.
did it to every song that came
Okay.
on.
All right.
You did it for like 3 songs in a row.
Okay.
And so then you just get up and leave. And I assume you're going to the restroom. And I'm sitting there, and I kind of got my eye on the door. I never see it open. And eventually I stand up and I take a look around, and there you are. You had another table sitting by yourself. So I grab all your stuff. I grab the drinks. I grab the lighter, the cigarettes. I grab it all. I bring it over to the table. I sit down, and you look at me as if you'd just seen me for the first time in 10 days. You look up and you're like, "What? Like, what are you doing here?" And then you realize, oh yeah, I've been hanging out with you.
Oh yeah.
And you have this, and then this sense of panic comes over your face, like, and you start patting your pockets, like, oh shit, where's my phone?
Where are my cigarettes?
And
My phone.
And then you see that,
Shit.
you see that I have them. And you're like, then this sigh like comes over you, and then you start pulling them in front of you. You're like, all right, and
I got my
it's
phone.
and
I
it's
have my cigarettes, my lighter.
it's back
I
to
get
drunkenness. And now you want to play musical tables. It's just a constant like, oh, let's go sit over here. Let's go sit over there.
Why was I?
You just were. You couldn't.
Ladies
sit
and
still.
gentlemen, I do not remember any of this. But why on earth would I be like, yeah, this is very nice over here, but let's move over there?
You got me. Because then we go inside, and I'm like, I gotta take a piss, and I've been waiting to use the bathroom for like 2 hours, but I've been too afraid to leave you alone.
Right.
So I'm like, well, okay, are you gonna be all right? Because I gotta go to the bathroom. You're like, yeah. So I go to the bath. I come back out. Now you're sitting at the bar inside. So I sit down at the bar with you, and you're talking to the bartender, whose name happens to be Joe,
Right.
about baseball.
Sure.
You're talking about the Cardinals and this and that.
Cardinals.
And
Jeff Samardzija, I believe.
finally, you're like, let's go back outside. I said, okay. So you stand up and you go, what? Joe, where are my shoes? I look down. You're barefoot in the bar. So as you try to turn into turn a 360 circle looking for your shoes, I go outside. I look under each table. 3 tables ago, I find sandals underneath.
These sandals?
Yeah, those are the ones. The very same. I'm glad to see that you haven't lost them.
No, I have not.
So then we go. So then you get your shoes. We go back out,
Oh my.
and we're sitting at the table. We're talking, and then you get up and you go. And there's this guy sitting by himself, and you go and you put your arm around him and you're talking, and it's loud. I can't hear.
What do you mean? Like I just walk up to a
Yeah,
table
well, I can't hear what's
of
being
some
said.
single guy who's watching his phone, which
you go to this bar frequently, so you know.
But I don't know this guy.
But you know a lot of
no
people.
Way I know this guy.
So I assume you know this guy.
I don't remember this.
So I sit there for a moment, and then I'm thinking, there's a pretty good chance this guy doesn't know who Bill is. So I mosey over. I'm like, hey guys, what's going on?
Hey.
And the guy's like, hi. And now I get it. Like, nope, this guy doesn't know you at all, and you're just talking
Being an
nonsense
idiot.
to him. Now, you would agree that you love the St. Louis Cardinals, right?
I would.
That's a true
Yeah.
statement. And
yeah.
we've talked about this
If
on
there is a baseball team that I love, it's the St. Louis Cardinals or the New York Yankees.
and
That's
as far as music goes, we've talked about this many times.
it. Sure.
You really enjoyed Nickelback.
Yes.
It's a really good band for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Well-
it is an amazing band.
It turns out that this guy, Carl, is from Canada.
Sweet.
And when you hear Canada, you're like, Nickelback. And I say, oh, is Nickelback Canadian? I don't remember. And they're like, yeah. And he,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and Carl says, yeah, they are Canadian. And Carl doesn't want to say whether he likes them or not because he doesn't want to offend anyone. He's not sure.
He's
And
kind of on the fence.
and I can kind of see that he's not.
Meanwhile, my drunk
agreeing to
ass
anything?
has got my arm around him.
Yeah,
still.
yeah. And so I tell him, I'm like, I don't really care for Nickelback. And Carl's like, oh, yeah, me neither. I said, but Bill loves Nickelback. And you go, the fuck I do? I'm like, what? Come on, you like Nickelback. You're like, I like Nickelback about as much as I like Avril Lavigne. And I fucking love Avril Lavigne. And I said, okay. And Carl happens to be watching
Carl,
the
watching
Toronto Blue Jays on his phone. And I'm like, so, okay, so you're a Blue Jays fan, you're from
You're
Canada.
from Canada,
And he's
obviously.
like, okay. And he's like, what do you got? You Cub fans because you're in Illinois? And I said, well, actually, I'm a Cub fan, but Bill here loves St. Louis. And you go, the fuck I do? I was like, are you kidding me? You're like a diehard Cardinals fan. You're like, I don't fucking like the Cardinals.
So I just sold out Nickelback and the Cardinals in the course of what?
Yeah.
10 minutes?
This from a guy who will sit for 3 hours and play his fantasy baseball video game as he just drafted his team.
No lie.
and-
No lie.
You love baseball and you
I
love
do.
the Cardinals.
I do. Holy shit. So at the end of the night, he was just like, check, please.
Well, after like one drink, he was like, he's not having any fun. So he's out of here.
I can't
He's like-
imagine.
He's like, well,
can't
guys, I got to
imagine.
go. And eventually I convince you, all right, let's go home.
And I ordered. You told me that
You're like, let's do another
Let's
one.
do one more drink.
And I told
you're
the
like,
waitress, no way. No way.
Fuck no.
Don't do it. So I get you in the car. That was a
Right.
battle. I get you in the car.
Have no recollection.
We get back to your house.
Right.
Now you won't get out of the car
Why?
because I won't agree to come inside and record a podcast with you. And I'm like, I'm like, man, I gotta go home. I'm like, it's almost 10. You're like, well, it's not even 10. It's 9:45. And you were outraged that it was only 9:45 and I wouldn't stay out.
I know.
And eventually I convinced you to go inside and you said, okay, fine, fine.
Well, it sounds like a big night of fucking suck off. I mean, that's...
Well, you blew off
that's-
some steam, that's
that-
for sure.
That's...
And I guess that's
That
what it was all
situation.
about though, right?
Well, I mean, that's what every day is all about. You got to find your level of what you can blow off and what you can't.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then you got to either eat it or you got to deal it out.
Mm-hmm.
How's that for poetry? Totally gonna cut that out.
Axel's gonna write a song about that.
Yeah, it's called Strange. Coming up after the break, a French woman sued the I don't want to say state company, country,
I don't know.
France. What is France?
A country.
You sure it's not a company? I thought they LLC'd or whatever.
You think they went from a democracy to an LLC?
I don't know what. But this woman...
Limited liability company?
This woman successfully, might I add, sued her living country
Mm-hmm.
for Wi-Fi. Coming up after the break. No, she need no more. Welcome. Can we-
the only
can we-
French I know
Yeah, I don't-
is Tout Sweet, Ooh La La, and We, the porno magazine.
Sure. All the porno magazines.
Do you remember that one?
Can we make one?
We?
Yeah. We and Ooh La La.
No,
I-
We, the porno.
The video?
No, the magazine.
No.
We magazine.
No, I remember the porno.
OUI.
No.
We.
No, I remember We. Or
Like WEE. We.
no, it's
So-
WI.
Is that pictures of girls with
WEI. Anyway, a woman in France claims that she has a physical disorder
Uh-huh.
that does not allow her to work.
Okay.
She worked at a radio station in Paris, France.
Mhm.
And she claimed that the Wi-Fi network the Wi-Fi network that was at work while she was at work made her get a headache.
Oh, sure. The radio waves of the Wi-Fi.
And they had a
Of her
technical
work.
term for it. It was like a hyper radioactive sensitivity to radioactiveness or whatever the fuck it might be called.
Maybe she
It
does
doesn't
have
matter. Maybe she does.
But that means she can't live in any socialized.
yeah, you don't
Socialized. anywhere.
So now
She needs to go to live in some hut somewhere.
Yeah. Well, now she is. She's living
Oh,
on
good.
the East Bluff of France, which I don't even know.
Oh
what that
yeah, that's a
means.
dump.
And she's Wi-Fi free.
Good.
And
Good
cell
for her.
phone free and power free and everything. She's also getting paid $1,000 a month for doing nothing, and the court in France ordered that to happen.
Wow.
Yeah,
set a precedent. So now other people can sue. I don't know how their legal system works.
I
don't even know how ours works.
I mean, just